A few days ago, a pastor friend of mine said, God is more powerful than money. That's true. But the PACs and special interests trying to stop us and elect Thomas Presley, they don't believe that. They can't buy me, so they're trying to buy an election. They think money can buy anything. They think money can do anything. And they believe they can win this election by spending hundreds of thousands of dollars to lie about me. Has it come to this, that whoever lies the most wins? But it's going to take more than lies to stop us. We're not stopping because your message is our message. Taxed to death, stretched into credit card debt by Bidenflation, hammered by insurance rates. Working families can't seem to get ahead because the rules are stacked. Politicians with airbrushed photos, big smiles, and flowery speeches. They say one thing in Shreveport and they do another in Baton Rouge. And some of them are bought and paid for before they get south of Flournoy Lucas, just so insiders can get more money and more power. The Louisiana Committee for Conservative Majority, that's a PAC that funnels money from wealthy donors to control Louisiana elections. On July 14th, 2023, I spoke out against the operatives of LCCM, Louisiana Committee for Conservative Majority. David Vitter has been paid, the founder has been paid millions of dollars to lobby for communist Chinese interests in Washington, D.C. Kyle Ruckert, the manager of LCCM, has been paid at least $40,000 to lobby for communist Chinese interests that operate in South Louisiana. About 10 weeks later, 10 weeks after July 14th, 2023, when I spoke out against them, LCCM came after me. September 18th, 2023, a political science professor that works with LCCM stated I was a, quote, social conservative, unquote. But 7 days later, on September 25th, LCCM said that I was a, quote, liberal, unquote. In fact, as state senator from 2016 to 2020, I did what I said I would do. I authored some of the strongest pro-life laws in America, including the fetal heartbeat bill. I wrote a book defending Donald Trump from Robert Mueller and deep state attempts to destroy his presidency. I received a 100% rating from the pro-family Louisiana Family Forum every one of the 4 years that I served in the Senate. I was named the most fiscally conservative state senator in Louisiana. I received an A rating by the NRA, was endorsed by the NRA. In the 4 years that I served, there were 4 bills brought to get rid of Common Core. I brought every one of them. I was the only state senator in that 4-year term to consistently vote that 17-year-olds should be held wholly accountable for their criminal conduct. And I was the only state senator that actually introduced bills to increase the sentences for violent crimes. LCCM then indicated that I was a spendthrift because of 2016 tax measures that I supported. That's another misrepresentation. What they didn't tell you is that in 2016, the state government had a $2 billion deficit that was created before I was elected. They didn't tell you that LSU Medical Center in Shreveport and one or more Louisiana colleges was on the line. And they certainly didn't tell you that in 2016, every member of the Louisiana legislature, that's 144 out of 144, voted for tax measures to bridge the deficit. They also didn't tell you that between 2016 and 2020, I was the only state senator that went to the floor of the Senate to propose hundreds of millions of dollars of specific targeted spending cuts. That I was the only state senator that voted against every attempt to increase or extend the sales tax in 2018. That I was certainly the only state senator that voted against the budget 8 times. And that, as I said before, I was named the most fiscally conservative state senator in Louisiana. They then tried another lie. They said I voted against cutting insurance rates. Another falsehood. In fact, I voted against phony insurance reform sponsored by the insurance industry after the author of the bill admitted that it cut our rights but didn't cut their rates. How can the Louisiana Committee for a Conservative Majority, how can they, whose members and operatives lobby for communist Chinese interests, how can they call themselves conservative? There's a lot of ways to describe a PAC that lobbies for communist China. Conservative is not one of them. Mr. Presley is seemingly supported by all the outside PACs and special interests. Americans for Prosperity, they've raised over $75 million. Their number one goal? Stop Donald Trump. Stand for Children. That's a pro-Common Core PAC. Between 2016 and 2020, Stand for Children's past and current lobbyists pushed for Common Core at least 9 times before the Senate Education Committee. Together, Thomas Presley has received well over $100,000 from this group of PACs. LCCM, which lobbies for Communist Chinese interests, Americans for Prosperity, whose number one goal is to stop Donald Trump, Stand for Children, which pushes for Common Core. How is Mr. Presley going to find the time from counting all that money from pro-communist, anti-Donald Trump, pro-Common Core special interests to represent the people of Louisiana? The attacks on me, they've gone from ridiculous to disgraceful. All because this PACs and special interests, they don't want a state senator that they can't control. They don't want a senator who actually fights for working families. I'm going to Baton Rouge to fight for working families. With God's help, that's exactly what I intend to do.